Welcome back. So this is Ruckard FairValue strategy part 9. So last video was too short, and so the idea was to rewrite the fair value gap strategy either by modifying the original fair value gap strategy with these new types, or just reuse the fill value gap strategy, okay, and then rework on them in order to fill the gap. So I think I was comparing both of them, and we're going to, so on the left you've got the fill value gap, which is the newest way of doing the stuff, and on the right you have the fair value gap, which is the one that uses old technology but does whatever we want to do. So I'm going to compare them again step by step so that we can remember a bit what it's interesting about it. Okay, so one of them is reverse, the other one is long only. We don't care about that right now. We also have the query closing lines on the left. That makes sense because you want to go with the same you want to use the same tendency as the thing you have filled. Yeah, so we don't care about that so far, although we will need to fix that. Take profit, of course. So if you fill a gap, you want to have a take profit. That's nice. And the position writing is 1 to 4, so that means that you want to have a stop loss, which is 4 times take profit. So that's nice. Okay. So what more do we have around here? We also have about using the higher time frame or not in order to make some trades. So in the fill value gap, you make sure that we are in, so that what we want to do makes sense with the higher time frame trend. And here on the fair value gap, we don't care about that. You know, this is not useful for us for what we want to do. Here we have something that it's going to be more critical. So on the left you've got this minimum gap, maximum gap, so that you can filter by the gap percentage, okay, so that you can ignore some gaps that are too big or too small. And you can also see some colors and some settings about showing lines and so on. How many lines to look for fill gaps or short fill gaps? I'm not sure. Show less than fill gaps. Okay. And here on the right we also have this minimum gap percentage and short and minimum gap percentage. We don't have a range, but we have a minimum, so that's the difference. So what we want is this one here, so that we can have a better range filtering. Okay. And there's this thing about the gap refill percentage, which currently is 11%. What the hell? And the one here is 80%. So that means when you want to fill, and here there is some other minimum take profit and maximum take profit stuff. So this is different than what you have here. So here you have the gap, and you decide this gap, how long it's going to be. It's going between 1, 0, 10, 10%. But here on the right, what you use is, okay, I want to assume a take profit of 0.40. If the take profit is 0.50, do not even try to make it, because it's not going to happen. That's more or less what this is about. Yeah. So this is one thing that we want to keep from the fair value gap place script. Yeah. So okay, let's check more stuff. Let's see. Here on the left you can see the type, which is whatever is new, and now we can check how fair value gap stuff is been done. So I guess that, yeah, and here's the strategy which we will need to be done so that it matches whatever is done on fair value gap. Okay, delete. So everything is done into the main script when you are talking with fair value gap. However, in the fill value gap, yeah, you also do it in the main script, but some of the stuff, I think it's done on a function. I'm not sure. Maybe here this is done into a function, which is detectable FBG and detectable FBG, so that it's nicer. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm not sure. One more do we have around here? So the plot is a bit different, so we probably want the plot from fill value gap. And okay, take a look at this. So if you enable the take profits calculus, the stop loss is based on the position ratio instead of whatever it's usually done, so that you know, you can have this fixed ratio. And the same thing happens here. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm going to go with the fill value gap, and I'm going to work from there, because else this is going to be a bit difficult to do, if I'm being honest. So yeah, look at that. One of them is for BTC done and this one is for ETH. But this ETH is because we change the default one, so we could use another one. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that need to be changed here, so that this makes a bit of sense. So this is going to be quite long, because it's not the usual. This is not the usual way of doing stuff. So yeah, we need to mix both of the strategy, and we need to make sure not to do something wrong. Okay. So in the end, we will have to compare the fair value gap C, and to compare it with whatever we managed to come up with. Okay. Okay, so let's try and see what we are able to do. So first of all, I'm going to check how the hell is this done on the... So we should have two different strategies here. So it's the fair value gap and it's the field value gap. Okay. So field value gap E is the latest one, and it's the one I'm comparing here on the left. So this is the one which we are going to use as a template. So what you want to do is yeah, so you want to copy field value gap E type as fair value gap D type, and we will figure out from there what to do. So this is with value gap D type, and so what you want to do is something like this. So we have added which is the name here, fair value gap FVG. Yeah. So something like this, and we also have this. So this should be FVG D. So this is type, and this is type also. This is letter E, because that's what we are copying from. This is not field value gap, but this is fair value gap. Okay. Number D, and this was copied from E. Okay, now we need to fix some stuff, because otherwise this is bullshit. So we are going to open this new file, going to open from the other, right, fair value gap D. Up here also fair value gap, wait a moment, fair value gap D. Okay, we're going to move this to the left, that we can focus on this. Same thing here, let's open this to the left. Okay, so now we have the same file up and down. Okay, and we should have our old fair value gap, which is this one, the C. We should have it next to us, fair value gap C. Here it is. We should have it next to us so that we can steal some stuff from there, or maybe not. Maybe we will make a comparison, and that's the way that we will make sure that we have everything that we want to have. So yeah, I'm going to delete this comparison, or maybe I will keep it to the side. Although, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I'm going to delete this so that it's easier. So what we want to do is to compare this to D type. That way we will D type. Look at that, they are the same files because we have copied this, but this is not what we want to do. Yeah, so we want to copy the fair value gap C. We want to compare, sorry. Not this one, the fair value gap. So fair value gap C. We want this comparison so that we can push the right thing to the right place. Okay. So the first thing is about the name of the function. So the name should be the current version should be fixed. So that means that the current version should be something like this. And this is D, so this is D1. And the same thing needs to happen down here. This is D1. Okay. D1. And this is fair value gap, not field value gap. Fair value gap. Okay. Yeah, so we should be able to add this fair value gap D type, and now we can say something like use the right script name or something like that. Let me see. I have almost forgotten about this. So, yeah, so this is about use proper fair value gap name. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is that this is meant to be used on a specific pair or not. So I think I'm going to change this into BTC. So what the hell is this? BTC. Yeah, let's remove this so far. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. So this should be here. So what you want to do is to commit this and say something like show that the strategy is meant to be used with BTC USDT pair. Okay, fair value gap. So we can refresh this and see what we have here. So now we have this D1, which is okay. We have BTC. We should also have D1 here, fair value gap. Now we have the right thing there. So what I want to have properly is the description. Okay, so this is the fill value gap, its description. So you open a position in the opposite direction of fill in the gap. So even if the price is going to fill a big part of recently created gap, something happens. yeah, you will keep with the current trend. However, here what you do is you open and take profit towards 80% of the former distance, okay, and right here 1-4, ensure the stop loss is not triggered by sudden small movements. This is what we want as an explanation. So this is a good explanation. So this, yeah, so added explanation on how the strategy works. Well, this is an update, but we will just reuse the same string. Okay, so we are okay right now. Nice. So now I'm going to check more stuff. So now if you refresh everything, well, you can see small changes around here. And now we will see. So do we want a long only strategy? I think so, because that was it was the best one which worked. So far we're going to force this to be a long wait a minute. No, because originally this was a reverse strategy. So fair value gap reverse. Let's not modify this being reverse. Wait a minute. No, because this is okay. Yeah. So this is the original. Yeah. So we want a long only. Yeah, that's right. You want long only. So long only mode. Okay, we will have plenty of this stuff which is small. And the other thing that you want is reclosing lines. This does not make any sense. So we need this to be not used. We don't want this to be used. Reclosing lines should not be used. Then later on we will make the strategy out of the original template, so that this is better. Because right now we have many commits that are not needed, if you ask me. Okay, so this is very important. So we need to make sure that take profit is being used here. Okay, and yeah, so let's save it and let's see what we have here. So make sure that take profit is being used with 1-to-4 ratio. I think that's the right way of specifying this. Yeah, okay. What more stuff do we want from here? Yeah, this is something about EMAs that we don't cut much. So yeah, so this is about do not enforce higher template. Yeah. Later on we can work on turning this on or off and see what happens, but the idea is you don't play with this. Yeah. Okay. So, what more do we have around here? Let's refresh this, but okay. So we have this stuff, which is the stuff that we want to make sure we do this properly, because otherwise this is not going to work the way we want this to work. So yeah. How the hell do we do any of this? Because it's not about using everything from the left, but we want something else or something less or whatever. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I might just take this and put it there and see. I mean, I might do this manually, see later whatever it explodes. So otherwise, yeah, let's try to do this manually, even if I don't like this, because otherwise I'm not going to know what I want to do exactly around here. So the idea is that we have this D type, okay, and we have this C, so we can have C down here maybe, so that we can copy up here. So here we have, what the hell is this? 333. So 333, we have all of this here, which is from the fill value gap. Okay, down here you have what you usually use for this new stuff, which is the fair value gap. So I want to put the fair value gap up here and see what happens. So now if you compare, you should have something similar here and something. Yeah, so now you have this new code, which is from field value gap. I mean, the one you want to remove is this one up here, and you want to play with this, because otherwise this is not going to work properly. So we need to remove from up there whatever it's not needed, but what to remove, that's the question. Wow. Okay, let's switch to letter D down here. Maybe we want to have, yeah, so fair value gap C. field type. Shorten using percentage. So this is FairValueGap. ValueGap original settings. Begin. Okay, this is the end. The same thing happens with the field value gap. So now we need to decide how the hell do we deal with this. So now we can compare so that it's shown better. So this is how it looks like. So this is the fair value gap, which we don't change right now, but we are going to change in a minute. And this is the field value gap with the original settings. And this is going down a little. Okay, let's see what does happen here. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's see. Line, but what we want to do. So the first thing is, let's take a look here on field value gap. Is there anything that we want to remove that it's obvious? So let's start with this. So this is a threshold. What the hell is this? I think this is from this threshold is from the original script. We also have the auto threshold, which is from the original script. Maximum fill gaps, yeah. So far we are going to keep everything there. Time frame, yeah, you can even change the time frame where you want the stuff to come from. We also have this percentage filter, which is how long you want this to be. And this is based on fair value gap settings apparently, because that was what it was used. Yeah. Yeah, so why not? I mean, I don't think we want to remove any of this. The question is there anything from fair value gap original settings that we need to keep or whatever, or that we want to remove because it's no longer needed? So here we have the field type, which is, do we use close settings or do we use high and low? This is something that it's no longer used, so it's implied that it's high and low, so we don't need this setting. Okay, then there's how many vars you go back in order to search old fair value gaps, and if you take a look here, we already have this, so there's no need for this setting to be here at all. Show fair value gap decision. This is probably something that we want to keep in order to show some stuff, which I don't think it's being done right now with field value gap. I'm not sure about that. So let's write it down as something that we want to keep, but let's remove it for now. So this should be here. When field value gap has been rewritten as fair value gap, we should reconsider adding this thing here, okay? Which is the show decision. So right now I'm going to remove it because yeah, show value gaps, I guess that there is a setting, show FVG lines, show on fill gaps, show FVG dash. Yeah, we don't want the dash, but it's there. But the question is, yeah, I mean, show value gaps. Why wouldn't you show value gaps in the first place if this is what it's all about? Well, let's copy this because it makes sense. Show value gaps. You want to show them or not. Not sure about this one. Maybe another setting replaces it. Okay, so show value gaps, we remove it. Okay, so here we have the minimum take profit percentage and the maximum take profit percentage. So if you take a look here, you have the minimum gap percentage and the maximum gap percentage, which is not the same thing, because this is not related to take profit, and this is one thing that we want to have, we want to keep, so we will keep it, okay? However, now we have this gap refill percentage, enable FVG percentage. Oh, look at that. This is going to be interesting. Maximum gap percentage, 10%.
Inside my own world of make-believe, kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the
This is going to break to the downside probably. By the way, I don't think I have shown you something like this. I mean, oh yeah. Zignaly, all of the profit, none of the work. Invest alongside the top digital asset managers and funds. If you use my link and deposit at least 100 USDT or more to any profit sharing services, you will be rewarded with $20 worth of non-withdrawable thick coins that can be used for paying Zignaly success fees. Okay, so yeah, channel disclaimer, we don't need this because it's already in the first channel intro video. So yeah, so let's think about this. So the take profit percentage needs to be there, that's okay. Now the question is, maybe this maximum gap percentage didn't need to be there, but take a look here. We have these percentages, okay? This is how much do you want to refill from the percentage. And here is 11%, not so wide, so small. And here is 80%. That's quite big. So this is something that you want to set. So how much of the gap you want to fill, okay? Then you've got the enable FBG take profits. That makes sense. So you want to take profits with this new way of making take profits. And you also have here this minimum gap percentage, which is the same thing as this, but here we have range. So these settings here we do not need them, okay? So what we are going to do here is we are going to just have this like this, so that you can have this probably like this. So we will have this paragraph here, which is different, and that's it. So now we can compare. You can see how we remove these lines which are no longer needed, and we add some more lines, okay? However, from the point of view of fair value gap, which is based on, so from the point of view of fair value gap D, which is based on field value gap, there's only going to be these new lines here. Oh, I'm missing this. This should be removed too, because it's not what we are used to do here. So let's see how it goes. That's right. But now this is something like added actual fair value gap settings. Okay, we need to make sure that these settings are used. Okay, so let's see. Now we should go on and check whatever it's needed. So now we don't have any of these changes, because I mean, yes, we have changes here. Now we can see how everything plays out. So we have some code which is different for each one of them, so we are not going to copy any of the older stuff, only if it's needed. So we should probably think about this as sub strategy and compare it to the one which we have here on the left, which is quite different, and see, you know, get the data, yeah, see how the hell do we do this, because otherwise here there is some variables about how many gaps have been filled and so on, which is quite maybe it's not useful when you are dealing with fair value gap. I'm not sure about it. So yeah. Okay. I'm reading some stuff, that's why I'm quite quiet right now. Yeah. Maybe I should put this bit. Okay. Back. So this is we need to work with this field value gap super strategy and so on. But maybe the best way of doing this is working with the two strategies at the same time. So let's take a look here. So we can have the new strategy down here. I mean, so look at that. There we have some functions that are used there. And this field value gap super strategy. Nice. So field value gap strategy is fair value gap super strategy. So let's fix this, because otherwise this is going to probably I'm sure we want to so this should be fair value gap super strategy main fix, something like that. So let's see what we have to do with all of this, because I am not sure how to do this. So we should have something similar around here. So this is the regional fair value gap super strategy. So yeah, so let's check the fair value gap strategy, the new one, which is the D1, which is on top, and then let's try to fix whatever is needed. So here you have some color, okay. Then you've got some lines, which are not actually lines but arrays of types, okay. And this is think about how many gaps have been filled so far. I don't care about this. Okay, is there a time frame change? I don't think we care about this. And here we have these values, which are the values for the gap, I guess. So we have this get OL OHLC, okay, which we should have a function somewhere here. So give me these values, which are the values that are useful when you when you do the gap stuff. Okay, thanks to these values you can know how much delta percentage there is. Okay, how much there is between the close and the open, and yeah, and this should be always this is changed so that it's always an absolute, you know, so that this is yeah, well, I'm not sure. Well, the idea is that you can change this threshold depending on how big the gap it is. Okay, and here you have more stuff. So you have the gap percentage, which is based on the fair value gap percentage. You can know if the gap is in range, checking all of this stuff. Okay, bearish, bullish, and so on. And also you can check if this meets the gap percentage filter. Okay, so this is gap percentage filter for the bullish, and this is the gap percentage filter for the bearish. Okay, so that's it. So yeah, I mean, I don't see anything useful here. Okay, so here you have this detect bull, which is going to return field condition, total, field number, minimum, maximum. So I'm not sure. Okay, let me see. So we've got this condition, which is depending on yeah, depending on this. And now, I mean, detect bull FVG. Question is, how the hell does this work? I mean, this is going to modify some variables which are here. Maybe this one, bull FVG field condition, is used later, because this is also a condition, so maybe this is used later in order to do something. I don't think anything, I don't see anything useful here. Take a look here how bull FVG is filled. It depends on bull FVG reference field total, which depends on bull FVG recently filled numbers. Okay, so what this detect bull FVG function does is update this number here and this number here, and that's how you know that there is a new gap being filled. Wait a moment, this is not what I want to do, because I don't want the gap to be filled. I want the gap not to be filled so that I can fill it myself. So this is going to be quite complex to do, because the logic is quite different. So I guess that the condition is already here, is this one here. Which, do you have a bullish FBG condition? Yes, I have. And then, yeah. So I don't care if this is filled or not. I just want to check if the condition is true up there. Once it's filled, you won't have this condition. So, but at the same time, it should go around here if you want to get the right values, because this is filling the arrays, which is one thing that you want to have. You want the arrays to be filled. So maybe we just ignore this and we use this, use the bullish SVG condition as the trigger. Okay, now we're going to check the original strategy and see what the hell it does, so that we can be more sure about what we are going to do. So fair value gap, you get the data so that you have this data here, bearish, bullish. Okay, so depending on the gap being bullish and bearish, this is going to be updated. And the same thing happens when this is used or not. Bearish, no, it doesn't say. I mean, maybe there's fill condition. Maybe this is the fill condition, says if this is filled or not. Well, anyway, so the idea is that, so let's keep reading. So if this is bullish, you add to this place, okay, and then check if you are inside the FPG. Gap distance, we calculate the gap distance. This, we will need to copy some of this. And here there is the thing that if we are bullish FBG, so we have detected that we are bullish because a gap has been found, that means that so if it's a bullish gap, I want to refill into short, apparently, because it's the other way around. Bullish gap. Yeah, it's bullish gap, you want to go fill the other way around. That's right. So the question is, this bullish SVG here, which is found inside of a function, FBG and data. What the hell does this data does? So it has this comparison here. Okay. Do we have the same thing with fill value gap to know if something is one way or the other one? Because I think we have this. Let me see. I think we have already this here. So pre-bullish FBG condition. So pre-bullish FBG condition is, let me see, low is higher than high 2, low is higher than high 2, and close 1 is higher than high 2. So it's this here, this thing here, this thing here, and then yeah, you have some percentages or whatever. Okay, so this is what we need to use, the pre-bullish condition, or if you want the bullish condition, because it has more stuff. So this is the bullish condition that you want to be using here. So yeah, that's what we want to use here. So let's go back down here somewhere. Look at that. So bullish FVG condition, bearish condition, and then you detectable FVG or whatever. You do this, bullish fill value gap, something. Yeah, okay, so let me change this logic here. So what you want to do is, where the hell are you? Yeah, you want to do this. Inside the bull, inside the bear. How the hell do you do this? Check if we are inside an FVG. So if we are inside of both of them, we don't do anything. Oh wait a minute, this is not used. Oh, maybe. FairValueGap up and down. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a different color for this special condition, although I think it does not make sense. You have gap for the both of the senses, but you know. So this is the final logic we want to have here. I mean, we don't want this, but yeah, so what we want to do is to modify this. Yeah, look at that. Avoid high volatility when this is filled. However, what we want to do is just use this final logic here. Being final logic for this thing here. Let's copy the final logic stuff because it's easier to understand what we are doing. So we want to replace everything here, and now we can focus on whatever it's needed. Okay, so this bullish and bearish, we have seen that it's bullish FVG condition is the one that we want to use. So it's bullish condition and also is bearish FVG condition. This is the one. These are the ones that we want to use. Okay. We also have this inside bull, inside bear, which I'm not sure I'm going to use. Yeah, then we will have to change this so that it's used down there, otherwise it's not going to be used and everything is going to fall apart. Okay, so not sure if I want to check inside bull and inside bear. I don't think this is needed. Let's comment this right now. I mean, that means that we don't need this. Okay, so what I want to use is the FairValueGap refill short and refill long. This is not being calculated here in any place, because I mean, because why would you calculate it? So this needs to be taken from the FairValueGap script, So what about this one? Okay, gap distance. So probably we want to have this gap distance here. So probably most of the stuff here we can rewrite it with some stuff. So let me try to fix this. So this is something like old fair value gap logic to be rewritten, and the first line is here, gap distance. Okay, so now I should be able to focus on this code, which is based on this. Let me switch to the new script so that we can check what we care about. So here's the fair value gap strategy. Here's the final logic that we care about. So the final logic is about having, you know, it's about using the refill short, and that's what we're going to check here. How the hell we use the refill short here. So you have refill long, you have refill short. Okay, so first of all, you've got this this bullish SVG or bearish SVG should be the bullish condition. Okay, so the bullish condition is here, so let's copy this. This is the bullish condition and this is the bearish condition, so let's copy this so far so that it makes sense. Okay, nice. The next thing we have here is this price distance percentage. So the question is, do we already have this or not? Do we have a price distance percentage or not? It would seem that yes, that we should have. Okay, look at that. This is a delta percentage. Yeah. Let me show this. So what happens here with this gap price percentage, and here up here I have delta something. So delta percentage is going to compare this line to the one down here. You can see what we managed to understand. So the delta percentage is the close and the open difference. Here we're talking about the close and high from the second one. So this is not what we are looking for. So this is not and duplicate. So maybe this is something that we want to keep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think this is used anywhere, so let's assume that this is something that we want to keep. You also have the refill percentage, okay, and it help us, is this within range, whatever. Yeah, so this is quite nice. So let's go back here. So we have the bullish condition, the distance. No, but this is not right. So let me fix this. So if we go here, we've got this distance, which has some values here. We also have some percentages here. I mean, this gap percentage, I think this is the right one from up there, which is maybe here. This gap percentage, low, high 2. Oh, look at that. This is what we were looking for. Back in a minute. What the hell is this? Okay, let's try this again. So the gap percentage is low minus high 2. Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with what we have here. But the problem is that these variables are not the right ones. So let's fix this before doing anything more. So we want the close. So the close, it's not here because this is not something that we were using on the fill value gap strategy. So if you take a look on how to read the values, where the hell is this? So here you have this request security function, which is using this. You don't have any close here. Why is that? Because yeah, you are not supposed to have the close. So we need to fix this, because otherwise this is not going to work as expected. So let's fix the function. Close, open, high, low, high, low. Yeah, we might just, we might just also return open, even if we don't need it, but you know, close, open. That way it's easier to do some stuff. I mean, it's easier to wait a moment so that this is easier. Close and open. Here it is. So close and open. So it should be like this. Man, not sure if I want to use 0 because here we don't use it. So before doing anything, I think I'm going to try to add this stuff manually so that it's easier later to understand what's happened here. And that's the other one. So this should be something like this function. Okay, so this option, no, damn it. This option, this function. Okay, so yeah, so we have this here. Now we have more changes, but the nice thing is that we have saved these new values here. Okay, so now we should be able to rewrite this with the new variables. Okay, so close is this one here. So yeah, so I don't think this is used anywhere else. Nice. High 2, so high 2 should be here. High 2. So let's rename this now that we know what we want to rename. Yeah, okay. So what more do we need to rename? So everything, something like this. Low, it's here. Okay, so this is not used here, so let's rename it here. And this is already done. And here probably this low 2. Yeah, this low 2 should be here. Look at that. Low 2, low 2. Yeah, okay, so are we missing something around here? This one. So this is high. Look at that. But this is high and high. Okay. So I think this is what we want to have here. Okay. So we reuse the bullish SBC condition, which is done here, up here. We ignore everything here. Maybe later we will remove it because it's not needed at all, and it has more stuff than it's used. And then we, yeah, and then we just have this thing about how the hell do you. So this is gap distance, so gap distance should be in only one place, like this. Yeah. So finally you decide to go long or not, depending on these conditions here. Not sure if there was a function about are we inside the inside of the range or not, or inside of the gap or not. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so far this is what you want to do. So let me check. Wow, this is yeah, so this is what we want to add, and it's going to be something like fair value gap logic gap percentage snippet. Okay. Well, assuming everything is okay here, which we are not sure at all, what we are going to do right now is to use the conditions properly. So we've got this fair value gap short, okay, which should be short here, okay, and this should be long here. So that's what it's about. Now so this is this use fair value gap as a strategy. Okay, we could make some more stuff, but I don't think it's needed. Like, I don't know what else to do here. Oh, look at that. Bitcoin is moving up without any reason to do so, unless something about filling a gap around here. Maybe there was a gap here somehow, I think. So yeah, okay, so now we want to test this somewhere. So I'm not sure if I want a new shot for this, because I mean I already have, okay, directions, field value gap. Yeah, this is not what I want, or is it? Yeah, I want this one, which is the field value gap, so that the gaps are the same ones, without too much field value gap. So maybe we want to make a copy, and this is going to be fair value gap D type. Let's see what happens. So we have this fair value gap D type, okay, and we have these gaps here. So this is E something. What we are going to do here is open a new script, okay, and we are going to copy and paste this one here, which we have just modified here. So if you copy this into here, you will see how, yeah, fair value gap D001, yeah, that's right, which we should console. We should see how, well, I mean, if there is no, okay, so, oh, look at that line, it shows the line, sure, I think they have changed the name of some stuff. So 894, so this is not here. Wait a moment, minimum gap percentage, yeah, this is not here because you want the gap being inside the range, and that's something that you are already doing. Yeah, let me see if it makes sense. So we have a setting for the range, which is already taken into account somewhere, which I cannot find. So this is the gap distance, but around here we should have something that, like, we are within the range. If you look at that, gap percentage is within the range, so it's here. You have a minimum and a maximum. So this is the minimum for long and maximum for long. So this percentage is within the range. And once you use this, you modify the bullish FVG condition, so you don't go inside of this, okay? So you don't care. Oh, Wait a minute. Gap is within range. Yeah, you don't want range. Yeah, okay, so there's a range about how big the gap it is, and that's what you have up here. Where the hell it is? This is how big the gap it is, and you already are filtering it. Okay, down here you have two different stuff. So this is the range for take profit, and you also have the minimum, which is the minimum. Okay, so you don't want this minimum because you have already played with this previously, so you don't want this minimum here. You do not want this minimum here. And so what's the problem here? So here there's the condition. So if you are within range of within take profit range, okay, then you need to check this, and you just is within range. Yeah, so so if this is within range, you can remove this, and if this is within range, you can remove this. So the gap percentage, we don't need to use it because we don't need to calculate it because it's not used. So this does not need to be here in the first place. Okay, this is more simple than before, simpler than before. So if this is true, then you just return the true. Okay. Distance percentage, and this, yeah, this is going to use some stuff. And the other thing that we can do is, because this range is a bit confusing, so we want to replace this with within take profit range. Okay, that's it. So this is within profit range. That way we are not messed up with the range that we have above there. Okay, so yeah, that's what you want to have here. Fill short, refill long, got percentage within something, so everything here is being used as the right thing. So I think we are safe to say that this is okay. Let me see. Yeah, so this is, which was the last one? Use fair value gap super strategy. Yeah, no, this is not it. This is something like the other one. Gap percentage calculation fix. Let's see if it's fixed, that it's good enough. What about going back here? Let's save this, see what happens. Oh my god, crypto ban might be on the table in US, Senator says. They are not going to ban the cryptos. Oh, what would they? Okay, let's try to add this to the chart to see what happens. Not sure if this is going to be profitable or anything. No, if you ask me. Okay, we have nice stuff, I guess. So what I want to do here is to remove one of them, and what you get down, it's exactly the same thing. I mean, you've got some of them has some traits, some of them have some other traits, but you are seeing the same gaps. That's what you want to see here, okay? You want to see the same gaps. So now I should be able to remove the E1 from this fair value gap D stuff, which we have here, D type, okay? D type. So we can remove this one, and we can center ourselves into whatever it's needed to be doing here. So here we have BTC DOM. So the original strategy for fair value gap, yeah, or maybe what is Ethereum, I'm not sure about this. Maybe it was fair value, maybe it was BTC DOM in another. Okay, look at that. It's not so good. Okay, so this seems to be quite nice, but not good enough, or whatever. Let's take a look at the last trade. What the hell was this? Oh, look at that. Last trade. Try it to... Let's see. The last trade, try it to fill this gap here, but it wasn't able to do that. And what about this one? Yeah, this one was able to fix this. However, if I remember correctly, here we have some strange values about what to use as take profits and so on. So we have this minimum gap percentage, maximum gap percentage, which we could play around with, okay? And there's also this stuff that why wouldn't you fill this when you long as 80%, so that, you know, you've got better results, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So probably it's not so good. You don't have as many opportunities as you would like to have, maybe. Maybe that's why they had this percentage gap to be smaller. Let's see what happens with bigger gap, which is not, wait, not this one, because we are on long only or not. Yes, we are on long only, so we want the gap from the long. So this was 80 by default. So when we want to check what the hell is 40, so 40 should have more trades than before, but not so much as the original 10% value. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting, I guess. Oh, wait a moment. We are missing. How the hell do you do the take profit? But because right now it's not working. I mean, the take profit. This is using take profit. That's right, and stop loss. However, stop loss is based on ATR, and the take profit is just 1.1 always, and that's why it doesn't work, because we have not finished everything. We need to finish. So let's write this down so that we can work on this later. So this is this one, discard it, and here we are. So we have inputs, okay. So modify inputs, it's done. Then you've got how the hell is the gap? What do you call the gap stuff? Gap distance. Gap distance rewritten. Okay. And the other thing that you have here is write the take profit changes so that it's based on profit, right here, stop loss setting, so on. So this needs to be for the next video, which I'm not sure if I'm going to do right now or later on, but so far we have managed to fix this distance. However, this is not working as expected. Okay, so I'm going to push this, or even if it's not the right thing to do, but you know, you don't have a tag, so you are not supposed to download a file with a tag. So thank you very much for watching this video. We will check ourselves later.